Welcome to the Singapore Challenge Series on Sling HD, home of high-definition basketball action. We are at the Singapore Indoor Stadium, home court to the country's pioneer professional basketball team, the Singapore Slingers. Tonight, a border war as they take on the Malaysian All-Stars. I'm Sean Parker, along with Chuck Schreiner. We're bringing you all the hoops and dunks from this one. Chuck, in their previous match, the face against Chuck, always a vigilant one. 4 steps here in the Singapore Challenge Series. Vergara, alley-oop will fall for Chris Daniel.
Yeah, and maybe that's what Daniel needed to open himself up, give himself a little bit of confidence.
Michael LeBlanc with 7 points. And then shot there.
Maybe he can do something here at the free throw line.
Chris Daniel, a native of Nelson, New Zealand. Small town at the top of New Zealand's South Island.
Two for
17 apiece. Shane McDonald looking to go up-tempo. Alley-oop, and Sam Harris cannot convert. A beautiful pass, Chuck, from Chris Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, Harris just took his eye off of it, couldn't control it, his eyes.
Slingers unsettled in the half court, so Daniel does it himself.
Yeah, he got the screen outside where he wanted it, and that's more like it.
Fitzgerald gives it up. Daniel off a double team, draws contact inside. So the Slingers crashing here into the Malaysian All-Stars and benefiting from the foul call.
Daniel, the aggressive little move there, and I think they're going to have more of that. Why not take, if you're not hitting your outside shots, you've got to get your points from somewhere. You take what the defense gives you and maybe try and get the ball inside, and that's going to be predicated on the picks that you can throw.
And a smart tack. Oy can't hit. McDonald spotting Chris Daniel, and there is another foul. So this time a shooting foul, and Chris Daniel will go to the line.
Well, Malaysian defense doing their part that time. I think that was Oy down there on that block. Otherwise, it's going to be an easy 2, so make him earn it from the line. Singapore really hasn't shown much impetus in the offensive set of theirs at all. They're not getting anything in transition. Only Kirkland really has come to play tonight. Got Vergara back in the game. He's had his moments as well.
Figures for the Malaysian All-Stars. Kirkland, long pass. Pathman up for Daniel, who tried to catch and shoot in midair. And a hard foul there.
Well, right idea by Daniels, but terrible pass by Pathy. You can see Daniels had to come back for it while he was in midair. Not ideal position for him, so he gets caught up, of course, but luckily he gets fouled.
Chris Daniel now with 11 points. And that means he is the high man for the Slingers. Give him 12. Now Vergara, crossover dribble. He is so fast. Now Pathman putting it on the floor. Tap back. Kirkland coming up with it. Slingers still unsettled in the half court. Daniel, power move, too much for Quay.
No, good move by Daniels there. He just lowers his shoulder and takes it to the hoop.
For the home team, Pathman down inside. Daniel in midair turns it around, and a wild shot will go.
Yeah, nice giving these open looks through the basket.
LeBlanc goes to the right side, and from the elbow converts the basket.
Yeah, nice hang time there by LeBlanc.
Oh, Daniel with a stop and a good feed from Fitzgerald to spot the open man. LeBlanc going baseline, gets his own miss, gathers it up. Daniel got a hand on leather.
Yeah, transition opportunity now for Singapore.
Fitzgerald, following up his own miss for the Dukes.
Yeah, heads up play there by Fitzgerald, never really getting up. Not afraid of the contact, getting his own rebound and putting it right back up and in for Singapore.
Biggest lead of the game has been 6 points, and that is where it sits now at 52-46, 4:41 remaining here in the third quarter. LeBlanc.
Oh, what a push. Referee catching that. Daniels hitting the deck. Just a forearm shiver there.
Here, one more look at the charge. And LeBlanc with a hard forearm. So silly fouls continue to bedevil the All-Stars. Ooh, good rotation back to Chris Daniel from Vergara.
That's right, but it was all predicated on that great.
Quete gets both, and the All-Stars are within 3. Now, Chris Daniel. Oh, Quete coming out of nowhere.
But a foul.
And they're going to call that one, I believe, on Jamal Brown.
Yeah, he got him with the, you see the referee point, he got him with the elbow as he went up. So lucky break there for the Slingers. And that'll send Daniels to the line for a pair. Third foul there, I believe, on Brown.
You are exactly right. To go with 14 points, and he knows he has an entire fourth quarter to play. Chris Daniel having a whale of a game with 23 points.
And most of those from the free throw line, but hey, they've missed about 5 or 6 as well.
We were beginning to wonder if you needed to put the basketball in a briefcase, show your plane tickets before they would call a travel.
Fitzgerald to McDonald.
Oh, Harris. And you mentioned a long spell on the bench. His range is 5 feet. Can we agree on that?
I think that's optimistic.
10-point lead now for the Slingers. He's an interior scorer. Let's leave it there. Michael LeBlanc on the baseline will go to the floor. No foul and a non-call. McDonald leaving it for the trailing John Fitzgerald. LeBlanc had found a 5th gear there as they whip it over McDonald into the lane. Chris Daniel, Jamal Brown, nowhere to be found on defense.
Yeah, and you can
on the clock. Jamal Brown tries a 3-pointer.
I mean, there's loads of time left in this game. Brown trying to go for the whole 6-pack right there. Oh, McDonald out of control.
Daniel, look at that, against 3 defenders. Tapped outside, it'll remain in the hands of the Slingers.
Yeah, heads-up play there by Daniels. Able to get his hand on the ball, so your shot gets blocked. That's okay. You've got the lead. You've got the ball down here.
Pathman getting some garbage time here.
I don't know if I'd really call it garbage time yet. Singapore needs to score and get a stop, and then it will be. But 10 points, I'd still be a little bit nervous. There's a pick thrown by Pathman.
Daniel against the double team. Oh, a prayer. Finds nothing but net. So
back to a 10-point lead, and I'll tell you, full court press by Malaysia. Fitzgerald unwisely dribbling through it, but is able to succeed this time.
Yeah, no let up in the Malaysian All-Stars. John Fitzgerald, they allow him to get close to the basket, and he stays with it. Here's Chris Daniel, and the Slingers' best player today, and he gets the hometown roll.
Well, that ought to do it. Well, Fitzgerald, nice hustle play, but you have to remember he was the one that turned the ball over to begin with. Look at this pass. Chris
Daniel finding it for Pathman, and he waited for Quete to come in. And Pathman, the Slingers with a very impressive second half performance. Going into the third quarter, they trailed by 1, but they pull away here in the fourth quarter and win it 92-80 over the Malaysian All-Stars and claim victory here in the border skirmish with the Malaysian All-Stars for the Slingers. The high man, Chris Daniel, with 29 points. John Fitzgerald.
A packed house here, a lot of Filipino expats here. Any thoughts?
All right, 5 Singapore Slingers finishes up in double figures, a 92-80 victory for the Singapore Slingers, and they run their record here in the Challenge Series to 5 wins and 1 loss, a 12-point win going away here in the fourth quarter against the Malaysian All-Stars. Their next game, you heard it mentioned, November 30th against the national team from the Philippines. But for now, the Singapore Slingers, 5 wins against 1 loss here in the Challenge Series, and a long spell before they face the Philippines national team.